Hey everybody, ModelMan here with a paint booth update, number 21. Just from a brief bit of work done here today using a few colors. All of that area there is just pure, spontaneous extra paint. It's like a ring all around of all the layers of what have been going on. So I've determined that after every major paint project, essentially I need to go in with the Makita orbital sander, do the walls and the floor, vacuum out the ceiling, vacuum everything out, go underneath, vacuum and clean that, and I'm probably going to seal off the bottom there overall. It's worked out pretty well here, it'll help out a lot more there. So it had been said that I'd just be building up a lot of color and the paint booth will always be a filthy mess. Essentially, once you spray white back over everything, it kind of defaults the walls back to what they used to be. I'll get some video of the cleanup perhaps. Whew, that stinks. That is the first time I've ever done this without the shield in place. With the shield in place, I pretty much haven't smelled anything at all. Working like I just did without the shield in place, holy crap. Fans on maximum. I still can't believe the difference in that painting situation I was just in. This barrier here does a really fine job. Having just done a couple days of work on this piece in there now, immediately prior to painting that, I had been doing a little sanding on some small parts, and you can see there's a bucket of water up in the top corner there. That is covered with the white paint of what just went down now, and there's some resin sandings and paint sandings in there too, but it looked nothing like it does now. So that's the extent of the overall exposure to anything in this paint booth. Sealing off the floor seems like a better idea more of the time, just getting something flat and even. However, having those holes as a catch helps keep debris down as well. Putting paper under there won't work because I do use water and do sanding here, so it would have to be a piece of wood. And then those two will rot over time, so I may as well just go with a standard square piece of wood at that point. Same goes for the other side. Right now the wall is demonstrating its versatility of the pegboard by being able to hang this piece lower than had been. Typically, I've been keeping those brackets as high up along the ceiling as possible. However, this piece made me realize that having them at different heights is going to be really handy for different pieces of models. And I should use that to good effect, even putting stands or bases or whatever in there. Platforms even. Now, there's a lot of versatility to this booth that I'm really loving. And there's going to be more innovations to come. I'm thinking about some kind of clear plastic encasements for storage of a few cans, protect those. We'll see. It has to all come apart because there could be a piece of model that needs that space or volume. And overall, this is definitely starting to fog up the lower the panel goes. Somewhat to be expected. I am hoping I'll be able to clean it with like a SOS pad or something like that in the tub. If I have to sand it, it could get foggier, more foggy. It could get foggier. However, I might be able to polish it down as well. I just don't know that I'd ever be able to get it back to the clear plexiglass that it was in the first place. In which case, I really can't afford to replace these very often. And the functionality will go down, and I will be exposed to more times when it's easier or better to have the panel completely off while I'm painting, simply because of the visibility issue. Putting the silvers down, it was a little tough to tell exactly how thick some of them were going, and some of the other layers as well. And it's pretty much a visibility issue on that one. Another example of the water and getting affected by the paint. So there is a lot of spray going around in here, and some kind of plexiglass barrier coming down there will be a good thing, I think. Just gotta work the specifics. And so the paint booth is now coming up on a year. I wrote it down, but I think the number is faded. Sometime in July or August of last year, so it's just about a full year it's been running. Originally it started over in this corner, but it soon became evident that it needed to be in this corner, and it was just about a perfect fit, really. It couldn't have been too much better. Perhaps I could raise it up a little so I could be standing and working at it. Right now it's designed to be sitting on the chair at that level of work. So an alternate riser could be a handy thing, and that would be relatively easy to build. Rather than worry about creating a jig for this to hold it in place a lot better, I'm just going to cut it to size. I'm going to keep one tube as the full 20 feet, and then the other tube I'm going to cut into 3 pieces, 2 of which will go straight between the fan and there. And while I'm at it, I'll get the vacuum cleaner in there. We'll take a look more seriously at how everything's been affected overall. So that'll be a maintenance day on the fan coming up. And overall, this booth is really proving itself to me more and more the more I use it. The demonstration earlier without using the vent guard and having all the paint odors billow back at me, compared to having it in place and having no awareness that it's going on at all. The difference is just really striking. So a few improvements to go, but for now, paint booth version 3.2. The peg walls are a tremendous help. Being able to hang things at different heights in there has just with this very project proved itself to be handy. Gotten some good insights, and the modifications coming up that I've learned over the last few months of the heavy duty painting I've been doing will pretty much serve me well for getting this new modifications done. A lot of redundancy there. So, thanks for watching as always. See ya.